LUXVT. LUXVT provides world-class marketing for elite agents and brokers. This web show and podcast is dedicated to bringing you the latest tactics, trends, and insights to help you win more listings. And now, let's welcome your host, Jeremy Collins.
Hey, amazing real estate agents. My name is Jeremy Collins. As the intro said, I'm a coach at LUXVT, and I am so excited about this is inaugural. This is the very first episode of our new podcast where we interview agents, we learn from them, we find out what made them who they are. And so I cannot be more excited about our first guest today, guys. He is the founder of the Real Estate Agent Network. He is the founder and CEO of LUXVT. And for those who know, LUXVT provides marketing technology for thousands of upscale and luxury real estate professionals, offices, and franchises throughout North America. So I'm so excited. So let me bring him on. Charles, so glad to have you, man.
Hey, Jeremy, how's it going?
Good. I tell you what, Charles is my go-to. He's the guy for luxury, I'm telling you. So I kind of want to open the podcast and dive right in, man, and find out, how in the world did you get where you are? How'd you get into luxury real estate? Let's hear the story, man.
Sure. Well, I'm not an agent, and I have never been an agent. I've always been a marketing and kind of a tech guy. And I started, maybe about 15 years or so ago. We're here in San Diego, working almost exclusively with boutique brokers and agents here in Southern California, where, everything's kind of luxury. So a lot of our work was developing brands that really, stood out in a luxury marketplace, developing the technology and the advertising kind of platforms that made the most sense for that type of a business. And so from that, doing that on a sort of a hand-to-hand, face-to-face boutique agency level, we figured out a way to kind of scale it up and take some of the tools that were really valuable to luxury agents around here and make it something that we could give to everybody around the country and beyond in terms of advertising tools, marketing tools that really made you stand out with the luxury aesthetic, with the luxury marketing that's now really expected, everywhere in the market. So that was where we, got the idea for LUXVT. And about 10 years ago, LUXVT began, providing agents all over the country with these tools to really make them stand out as the agent of choice in their upscale markets.
Man, I tell you what, I love the fact, and I'll be honest with you, when I first found out about LUXVT and started looking at the tools and resources, I'd be straight with you. I was kind of blown away, being like, okay, why are no agents? Why is no every luxury agent that has a luxury listing, and that could be, really a lot of different price points, right, man?
Absolutely. Our feeling over here is we take a very inclusive approach to luxury at LUXVT and at the Luxury Agent Network. Our view is that there's luxury and upscale real estate in virtually every market around this country, and whether that's 4 million in Miami Beach, or if it's 400K in somewhere in the South or in the Northwest or wherever so there are places within communities where people are really looking up and saying, that's where I want to be. That's the high end of my community. And there's where the top dollar transactions are happening. And that's where, I think agents, when they're working in a community, that's where they ultimately would like to be, where the higher volume or higher dollar transactions are. And we like to help them get there by using the tools that reflect, upscale luxury marketing and presence and branding that goes beyond just the average.
I teach all the time that, and I believe this, is if you treat those clients that maybe you wouldn't classify as luxury, but you treat them like they're luxury, then in my experience coaching, hundreds of agents, I know for a fact you get clients from how you treat other clients.
Nobody, I think everybody wants to be given the white glove treatment. Everybody wants to feel that their home is special, that they're special, that you're doing more than just the average by the book stuff. And it's so much easier to do than I think a lot of agents, feel. It seems daunting from the outside, but once you get the right tools and get the right sort of strategy together, it's cost effective. It can be done fairly easily from a time perspective. You don't have to do it all yourself. There are tools out there to help you make you look the part, make your clients really, really happy with what you're providing.
I think I've got a technical. Are you back now?
I'm here. Did I fall out?
I tell you what, man, I'm back. So I tell you what, the key to this was, and I think where agents struggle the most, and I'm probably speaking for a lot of agents here, is the fact that making this plan every time. You got a new listing, and how do I work the plan? They know what they need to do, but they struggle with how to implement that plan every time for every listing, and that's really where I find LUXVT could be a game changer for some agents.
You're right, and there's so many times that agents come to us and say, I don't really, they may have gotten a listing that's a little bit bigger or a little bit higher dollar than what you used to, and they really want to know, what do I do here? What do I, what can I do to make this thing really, really sing? And we have a total, we have a blueprint ready for you, and it's tailored to you. We even have a listing planner tool where you can put your some of the details about your listing, whether it's waterfront or whether it's acreage, and it'll come back to you right away with a plan like, hey, you've got acreage, you got to get some drone footage so people can see that. You've got great curb appeal. Make sure you get, high-end twilight photography. It's got everything in there, all the advertising you ought to do. It's got plans for every price point, and it's relatively turnkey. You can just connect with us, and our concierge team will help you get it all rolling. So you don't have to feel daunted by that listing, and you can always feel comfortable knowing that this is a big thing too, is that there's always something new, right? There's always some new way to do it. Some agent around the corner is going to start doing it, and people are going to talk about him or her, and you don't want to be left out in the cold. But it's pretty hard to keep up with that, right? You can't just be online all day trying to track all the blogs and all that. So we do that. We vet it. Hey, this is great. We like it. Sellers seem to love it. Clients seem to love it. We're going to add it. This is kind of a flash in the pan and doesn't really work. We'll set it aside. So you can kind of rely on others to do that vetting and knowing that you're on the top of the arms race. You're not going to get beaten out by somebody else.
Absolutely love that. And the key, guys, is, as agents, we want to focus on making clients happy, right? We want to focus on building that relationship with the clients. And some of us are like, hey, tech, hand off. I want to give this to other people to make it look awesome. So I love that that's an opportunity. Talking about luxury and agents, most of the agents want to be in that luxury market, right? But what are some of the things, man, they can do to really kind of break into that field? Because a lot of agents kind of get stuck in the current, the lower, even the 300,000, maybe 500,000, whatever it is. They get stuck and they don't know how to make that next step. So what's some of the things that you, in your experience, man, what can they do to kind of get to that next level?
Well, it takes some patience, and it isn't going to happen overnight. So you got to make a game plan and a commitment that's going to take you out, a year or so in advance. But one thing, one approach that's pretty effective is, rather than just diving into the most expensive neighborhood in town without a net, you might want to look at the areas that are sort of adjacent to that, what we call like the near luxury. So, for example, here in San Diego, there's a lot of parts of town that 10 years ago, nobody would have told you were luxury, and now they're like 1.5 million, 2 million.
Crazy.
It's just the way it is, and there's places like that everywhere. So you look at your community and say, okay, maybe there's a neighborhood that I can approach that's not going to be drop me into in without a net from a million miles, but it's more approachable. Then once you've done that or found the area, you really want to create a game plan that makes you central to that area. You want to be there. You want to be there with your farming. You want to be there with your social media presence, and you want to be there personally. You want to be out there networking in the charities and organizations and all the things that are germane to that particular area.
Man, I tell you what, those little things you can do can add up. And I think at the very beginning of that, you actually mentioned, you said, do your due diligence, and you do have to put time into it. You have to put your full effort into it. It doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah,
and I think it's
a good idea too. I forgot to mention this. Is one thing you're at, if you're out there kind of scoping out where you want to, jump in, take a really close look at the competition. It's easy to do. You just go on to MLS or a realtor and see who is there one entity or team or person that's kind of commanding all the attention, or is it pretty fractured? Fractured is good. You find a place to get in there. What are they doing and where, what are they doing? What aren't they doing? Give yourself a good competitive analysis when you're checking out, where you want to jump in or expand to.
And I think, farming is one of those things that, some agents rock at it and some of us don't. And I think that's, a big key that, being consistent in those farming areas and kind of how do you be we all heard this term, the digital mayorship, how do you become that digital mayor of the people you want to serve?
Well, absolutely. And, one thing about farming is, and a lot of, agent marketing as it's done now is just so much of it is done in this sort of templated, bland, out of the cookie cutter fashion that it's hey, I'm not knocking it because doing it is better than not doing it. Okay. And not everyone has time to make every single piece an original, work of Shakespeare. Right. So you gotta get out there, and sometimes you have to rely on the tools that are there, but somewhere in there, you got to get your voice in there. You got to get your value proposition there. That's true to you. Because it's just, having the same piece in somebody's mailbox or the same ad up on Facebook as your competitor isn't doing you a heck of a lot of good. So we try to, at LUXVT, when we work with our clients, we really try to identify that voice, what's gonna be authentic and speak through and say, I recognize that guy, I know, or that gal, and I know what they're saying, and I recognize it, and it's made an impression on me that this is a real person.
I tell you what, those are fantastic, man. And, I think we as agents sometimes make it too hard. Sometimes in this world, things have changed a lot, and we have to get to the personalization of things. So sometimes, quick videos, and, I'm a video guy. I believe in video. I believe in the power of it. And you guys make amazing, awesome luxury listing videos for your clients. I've been going through a few of them recently. And, it's kind of a no-brainer right now. You should do have a video for every listing.
Yeah. For every listing, for sure. But I think you hit a good point too. Even videos just about you and about your community and something to connect with. So it's a human being coming through are so valuable. And it is easy if you have the right tools, the right training, you have the right people helping you. It doesn't have to be daunting. I mean, I think there's so many things that agents feel like they need to be doing or should be doing, and sometimes it can feel overwhelming. Where do I even start? But just getting that guiding hand and creating a 30-second video about something in your community, creating a nice 2-minute video of a walkthrough of a property. It's really not that hard, and it is one of the best ways to get yourself connected to your audience and your potential clients.
Just a side note, which is probably a squirrel moment here, but I was meeting with a client recently, a luxury client, and we came up with the idea to just do a video, and we tour a country club. That's where all these guys are hanging out, and so we toured the country club with the video. And I think we did a couple weeks ago, and he had it was like 4,000, 5,000 views within the first week.
Wow.
And he ended up getting like 2 clients off of it. And it was just a tour of a golf course, a tour of a country club.
And there are so many great ideas like that are creative, that don't cost a thing, and just take a few minutes of time that can really help make your personal marketing shine through. We do something here that we like to call like the centerpiece content. There's farming as it stands, which is still good, just listed, just sold, market voice. Nothing wrong with that. Showing production is awesome. You should always do it. But interspersing that with things that are community focused and that create engagement with your audience, like a little contest giveaway. I'm going to give you $100 at the best seafood restaurant here in town. You're doing a video at the local pet shelter. People, I mean, that's a layup, right? Who's not going
to babies and dogs and pets, man. You home run hits every time.
So our content team likes to sit with you and come up with things that you can do. It's not going to take a huge chunk of your time, but you do it. You infuse it into your farming, you fuse it into your social media, into your digital ads, and it just gives it that extra oomph that makes it stand out from the guys that are doing the cookie cutter and the off the shelf templates.
So I'm a visual guy, and so if you're listening to the podcast right now, you should probably keep listening because you're going to get a lot out of it. But secondly, you can jump over to the Luxury Real Estate Agent Network on Facebook. Just type it in and search. It's a group on there. We live stream all these podcasts there as well as the web shows. I'm going to showcase for the next few seconds here some of the tools and resources you guys have and what you do for clients, because it's freaking unbelievable, dude. This is a kind of what you do for every client, right? Some of your basic
clients. So what you have up is our digital listing presentation. That's a 16 to 20 page interactive document that shows you. You're right. We can do it for every listing that comes into our program. The agent gets this, and it's a tool they can bring back to their sellers and show them, look at all the marketing I'm doing for your property. Here's your actual house ad in the Wall Street Journal. Here's your home showcased in the New York Times, in 100 different international ads. So it shows and links to each of these things, and this is a big deal, I think.
Now you can use this, right? And let's say, for example, you're trying to get a listing, right? Mm-hmm. So you are trying to get a listing. You know who it is. I mean, I can see this. Me personally, I would print this thing off, make it look nice, right? And a nice, classy look. Hand deliver or deliver, via mail, whatever. I mean, this for alone could sell the listing for you and get the listing.
Oh, you know what we have on our site? We have a tool where you can we produce it if you bring a listing in that you already have, but you can also go on our site. There's a free tool. You just upload a photo, put in a little bit of text, and you can create one of these presentations instantly. Awesome. And then you have it on hand to walk in to any seller and be like, look, this is, you've talked to a few agents, you're making your decision. Let me show you exactly how I'm going to market your property. Let me show you exactly how I'm going to do it differently and better than anybody else. And so really what you're doing is you're giving the seller a material reason to choose you, and it's a great little.
So they can go to luxvt.com and go in there and play with that now and just try it out one of your current listings, guys. And it's pretty impressive. What I love about this, what you guys create here though, is it's something you can send to that current client. And obviously, when we get clients, guys, we want to impress the heck out of them, right? That's the goal, because obviously they want to refer out. We want to get new clients from that client, and we want them to know, hey, we're doing everything we can. We're going above and beyond. And so what I love about this is, they can go in here, you can click on some of this stuff and see the actual ads, see the position where they are.
It's funny. You brought up a great point, Jeremy. It's all about when you do have that client, you do have that seller, and you got to keep them happy. And it hasn't happened a lot lately because stuff sells so fast,
right?
But there are times when sometimes the seller has put a price on the property that isn't quite right, and you have to.
Define. You have to give them some
delicately get them to arrive at the notion that that price needs to change, and it's never a great idea just to walk in and blurt that out. You kind of want the seller to arrive at that conclusion on their own. So it's really powerful to be able to go out and show them, look at everything we've done. Right. Look at this. Now what? What do you think? What do you think, Lisa? And the seller will go, geez, you really have done your job here. The price might be off. Let's knock $250,000 off of it. So we've seen that sort of dynamic play out time and time again. And it's always great to be prepared with what you've done and what you're doing for that seller. Otherwise, that's how agents get fired. So they don't have that. If you don't have that in hand when push comes to shove and you're 3 months or 6 months in and your agreement is up, you better be able to show that you've been putting your money where your mouth is.
And that's the truth, man. Because honestly, I'm even seeing these tools you guys are offering here. I can see this as being, okay, once you do it once, okay, I've got it once, we've got a $1.2 million property, $700,000 property, whatever it is. And you create these tools, you have them in your back pocket to get your next listing. I mean, I call these back pocket tools because literally you just pull them in your back pocket. You already have it, proven record that you've got these, you do ads, you create this stuff for them. And I mean, I'm looking at, if I'm a luxury seller, I'm going, I want you. And if the random agent comes in, they don't have this stuff in their back pocket, they don't have this in their portfolio, I don't see how you could not win the listing.
Yeah, it's a great point. The narrative, you have a story to tell. Look, this is what I did exactly on this last listing, and who knows how it actually transpired. Maybe the guy's cousin came and bought or something. But right. you have a visual proof. Look, this is how we marketed the last listing, and guess what? Sold for over asking in 3 days. why go anywhere else? And there you go. You're exactly right. Your next listing becomes that much easier because you have a story to tell of the success that you had on the previous one.
I mean, let's dive into that for a minute. So, story to tell. We all believe. I mean, I'm a marketer. You're a marketer. We know what how powerful a story is, right? And so, how cool would it be you have this core piece now? You've got this marketing material. You've got the ads, the show, screenshots, whatever. You can literally create a 2 to 3 minute video, and just you're not touting, but you're just kind of showing off what you do for your clients, right? And that alone is powerful.
Yeah, and I say don't be shy. I don't. I think no one else is going to toot your horn for you. So why not get out there and get tie it in with a testimonial, and bam, what a great piece you have, and then you can mail it out, post it as a video. We like to at LUXVT really integrate everything. So if we're doing a farming piece that's a print postcard, we're also going to do like a video ad or a social media kind of play with the same content. That centerpiece content could be a testimonial, could be a success story like that. It's really, get out there and tell your story, and we'll help you with the tools and the messaging.
I love it. You mentioned earlier, something is better than nothing. I think we all believe that, right? So we just have to get out there, push the foot, put your foot in the pedal and hit the play button or hit the record button, whatever we're doing, just do it. I kind of want to finish up, man, with go ahead.
Oh, no, I was agreeing with you. I think that do it is the mantra. Get out and do it is the don't let it pass you by, even if it's wrong. Because as you and I know, we've talked about this constant improvement, right? You do it, and maybe it's ugly the first time, but if you do it again, it gets better and better.
So good. All right, so let's finish up with, let's say you got an agent that, okay, I want to do better, right? And we all want to do better. Don't get me wrong. We all want to do better. At least we should. And so how do we get a hold of you? What's the next step? What next play for an agent says, okay, I'm in. I want to do something better, and I need help with it. So what do I do, man?
Sure. Well, if you have listings today and you want to see how this works with one of your listings, you just hop on over to our website, book a consultation. One of our team will walk you through everything we can do to take that listing to the next level, and you'll be able to see it all in one 20-minute call. And you can make the call if you want to try the program. It's a great program. It's pay at close, which means you only pay a little bit to get into it, and then you don't pay anything else unless you successfully sell that listing. Now, if you're between listings or you're trying to figure out how to get listings, go to the website, get a free account, check out the LUXVT toolkit that has that presentation creator we talked about. It has the listing planner. It has some great branding tools. It has a lot of knowledge and information for you. And when you're ready, just jump on a call with our team. We'll help you get set up with farming, with social media, whatever it is that you feel like you need help with, whether it's coaching and strategy or if it's more technical, getting your CRM dialed in. We've got an awesome team standing by to help you out.
I love it. All right, guys. So there's the solution to any of the problems you got right now. At least we're, and that's what I love about the heart here of LUXVT is the fact that, you're willing to help whatever. We're just ready to help you get your goals. And that's the big deal, All right. So here's the deal. We are going to wrap this thing up. Charles, it has been an awesome session. I love hearing about LUXVT. Feel free at any point, guys, to reach out to him, reach out to LUXVT. Just visit luxvt.com. and fill it out and go for it. They got a team of people just waiting to stand by to talk to you if you have any questions. By the way, I'm kind of excited about some of the stuff coming up, Charles. We won't dive too much into it because they're still building it. But an amazing, cool coaching program's coming soon. There is some just top-notch stuff, man, that high-level stuff that you're building that I'm just stoked about.
Oh, absolutely. We're really thrilled to be doing it, and we're really excited to talk to agents and help you get to the next level out there. That's what we're about.
Love it. All right, guys, this is awesome. See you guys. Be sure to hit the subscribe button on the podcast. You'll see it on iTunes, on Apple, wherever you're going to find our podcast. I'm going to throw it out there this first session on. And then every week we'll have a new session. So you can't wait to tell you about some of the agents we've got on the podcast schedule, guys. Top-notch agents going to give you amazing advice coming up. That's it, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. You guys have a great rest of your day.